All right, guys. We are live with another one, guys, okay? We are live with another one. You already know what this is, guys. This is OE MMA TV. I'm your host, OE. Like and subscribe if you are new to the channel. It takes minimal effort to give me the thumbs up. So you already know. You might as well do it. Thank you for supporting independent MMA media, guys. And like I always say, this is your channel. The only channel where the fans come first, not last. The bell has rung, guys. Okay, the bell has rung. And let me tell you something right now, guys. It is ringing. Okay. Ring the alarms, guys, right now because the UFC right now, they are very much in trouble. Christian, how you doing, Christian? Welcome back to your channel and welcome back to your chat. Guys, the big topic of discussion today, guys, is the UFC and the rise in competition, guys. That's what we're going to talk about specifically today. And look, guys, right now, the UFC has a lot of issues. One of their issues is fighter pay. Another one of their issues is that they have people running the business who honestly could care less about what the fans want. That's facts. You also have a Dana White who used to run the business and was the most hands-on man that you can think of. But now these days, guys, with this new Paramount deal, Dana White is not only checked out, but he's definitely hands off, guys. And that's facts. There's multiple issues right now with the UFC. But let's start off with all the broken promises, guys. Okay? Let's start off with all the broken promises. Guys, like and subscribe if you are new to the channel. Okay? Like and subscribe if you are new to the channel. Run up these likes and run up these subscriptions. Do me the favor. Help me push this community. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Star Moth, welcome back to your channel. And welcome back to your chat. You look like a villain with that hat. I'm going to call you Dr. Cheek Spreader. Star Moth, I appreciate that so much. So much. Because let me tell you something. I am definitely Dr. Cheek Spreader. I'll be spreading cheeks and breaking asses. That's facts. Guys, run up these likes and run up these subscriptions. Guys, all these broken promises with the UFC is starting to catch up to them, okay? They promised us that 2026 was going to start off hitting homers. And let me tell you something. The UFC has not delivered in 2026. Actually, they under-delivered. A lot of their numbered cards have been trash. However, a lot of their fight nights actually over-delivered and actually saved them from total just demolishment. Okay? Starmov says Sufa is kind of boring, but I like Jai, whatever his name is. Hey, I hear you. I hear you. At least you find something entertaining about the UFC and about what Dana White is doing. Because like I said, competition is on the rise, guys. Okay, competition is on the rise, guys. Not only did the UFC promise us a hell of a 2026, guys, Dana White himself promised that the White House card was going to be the best card that the UFC has ever delivered. Christian says, holy fucking hell. I thought that last night's fight card headlined by Renato Marcano and Chris Duncan was going to be absolutely atrocious, lackluster, and not entertaining in any way at all. But guess what, Christian? It did deliver. Once again, it did deliver. Starmov says, why do you think Adesanya was number 4 for so long, even though he had like 4 losses in a row? Starmov, I can't disagree with you. We're going to get into the details, okay, the fine details in a minute, guys. Okay, but let's talk about all these broken promises. Okay? All these broken promises for 2026. The UFC White House card was supposed to be the best card that the UFC ever delivered. And now we have Ilia Topuria, okay, who hasn't fought in a year due to marital issues. He did no call, no shows. All right. And now he fights Justin Gaethje. Justin Gaethje just finished off coming off of a win. Okay. Off of a win in beating Paddy Pimblett. Paddy Pimblett was basically 205, a light heavyweight that day when he did fight Justin Gaethje. And Justin Gaethje went in there as a CTE patient and still beat Paddy Pimblett. That's how awful Paddy Pimblett is with his overall mixed martial arts skills. And that's where we are today, guys. Okay, broken promises, White House card that is totally trash. All right, and guys, the heavyweight division. Let's talk about it. The heavyweight division is in shambles. Guys, what are we gonna really do with the heavyweight division, guys? I mean, let's be honest, guys. Look, even if Tom Aspinall comes back and he becomes the heavyweight champion, guys, I highly doubt Tom Aspinall is going to stay with the UFC, especially with the atrocious fighter pay. Tom Aspinall can be making much more money, okay, fighting in boxing. He and his team even know that, and now he has a boxing manager, okay. And I know for a fact they're looking for loopholes to get Tom Aspinall out of the UFC. That's facts, guys, because even his manager said that his UFC contract is atrocious. It's not even worth pursuing. All right, not my words, okay. That was Tom Aspinall's manager's words. That's facts. Okay, so what do we do now, guys? Tom Aspinall retires. Alex Pereira, guys, even if Alex Pereira steps into the heavyweight division, okay, and takes over the heavyweight division, it's not like Alex Pereira is going to stay in the heavyweight division for long. Let's be honest. Alex Pereira is pushing 40, guys. Okay? He's pushing 40, which means he's most likely going to enter the heavyweight division, probably fight in the heavyweight division twice at most, and then walk away and retire. Okay? Stormwolf says his CTE gives him superpowers. He doesn't even know when he gets hit. Look, it looked like it. It looked like it. I can tell you that much, Starmoth. But going back to the heavyweight division, guys, it's in shambles. There's nothing promising happening with the heavyweight division. And guys, let's talk about the women's division. What's going to happen when Valentina Shevchenko retires? I mean, it's not like she's getting younger. I mean, I believe Valentina Shevchenko she's pushing 37 years old. All due respect for Valentina Shevchenko, but I mean, she's got to retire soon. And when she does retire, what does the UFC do with the women's division? The women's division is stuck in stalemate. Okay, those females have yet to evolve. I'm dead serious. They're still stuck in the Ronda Rousey era. I'm dead ass. Like, why are these females not evolving? What is going on? KTMD says, hi, how you doing? Blessings to you. Welcome to your chat and welcome to your channel. Guys, run up these likes and run up these subscriptions. Do me the favor, support the community. Christian says, Justin Gaethje is definitely a horrible, atrocious CTE mentally situation after performing the way that he did against Paddy Pimblett. A complete triple American dead body. Hey, I hear you. Starmall says, I feel like in UFC and boxing, the heavyweight division have become so stagnant. I remember when heavyweight was king. It used to be king. It used to be king. But look at it now. A bunch of dead bodies. You got fighters who are still on the roster, who are still top 10, who are literally on a 6-fight losing streak. Stormwolf says Justin Gaethje's brain activity probably has the same amount of energy as a small watch battery. Look, Starmoff, I can't disagree with you, to be honest with you. I cannot disagree with you. And guys, let's look even further into the details. Okay, what happens with Islam Makhachev? I mean, it's not like Islam Makhachev has 5 or 6 more fights in him. I mean, the guy just moved into the welterweight division. Now he is a welterweight champion, double champion. So he's most likely gonna what? He most likely has 2 more fights in him. That's facts. So now what do you do with the welterweight division? I mean, what happens? I mean, undeserved title shots. You got Armin Sarukian, who should be fighting, Ilya Taporia at the White House, but unfortunately, the UFC is they're in shambles right now. They're in shambles right now. They're running around with their heads cut off. Okay? They're running around with their heads cut off, and they're like getting back to the gym. You know what I mean? Getting back to the gym and starting with a leg day. You know what I mean? The UFC right now are standing, okay, on jelly legs. Jelly legs. And they're struggling. Okay, they're struggling because let me tell you something. Netflix is throwing haymakers. Ronda Rousey is out here making plans to take down Paramount and the UFC. Guys, we actually might just get a strong competitor against the UFC. I mean, guys, look at this. We haven't gotten a strong competitor against the UFC in the last, 15 to 20 years, to be honest with you. I mean, the last time I saw somebody who was actually competing against the UFC, that was Strikeforce and WEC. And guess what happened to those 2 companies? Okay, the UFC bought them out, okay, and consumed them. Starmoff said, do you think the Paramount purchase is part of the reason why fighter pay has gotten so bad? Guys, I mean, Starmoff, that's nothing, that's not even a question. That's factual. Okay, that's not even a question. That's factual. Look, even Ronda Rousey said back in July, her and Dana White, and I'm talking about back in July of 2025, Ronda Rousey and Dana White were in discussions to make the fight with Gina Carano. Okay? But unfortunately, Gina Carano needed more time to prepare to fight against Ronda Rousey. All right? Now, they were going to make it a pay-per-view fight, excuse me. But with the fight being pushed back and Paramount now being in business with the UFC, that actually pushed Ronda Rousey and Gina Carano actually out of the deal because they didn't want to pay them, let alone pay anybody else what they deserve. Look, as a fan, I appreciate the fact that there's no more pay-per-view. I don't have to shell out $80 a month. It was getting highly expensive to be a UFC fan, a mixed martial arts fan in general. Okay, I appreciate that. But there has to be a way where these fighters can actually get paid. There has to be a way. Because right now, it's atrocious. And like I said, Netflix is out here swinging. And I honestly believe that Netflix is not only going to be one of those companies who are going to be highly competitive against the UFC. I think there's going to be other companies out there, okay, who know exactly what they need to do to compete with the UFC. Because right now, the UFC is lacking in a lot of compartments. It's atrocious, guys. It really is. I understand the UFC has the Contender Series, the Ultimate Fighter, and whatnot, but I'm not seeing these fighters develop. I'm just being honest. I'm not seeing the captive. I'm not seeing fighters, or not fighters. I'm not seeing fans captivated. I'm not seeing that anymore. Starmorph says, "Do you watch boxing too? There was that fight with Deontay Wilder and Derek Chiroza. They were throwing wild punches last night. I did not check it out. I did not check it out. I don't watch boxing like that. Unfortunately, I'm not interested in boxing like that anymore. I mean, to be honest with you, I'm just going to be honest with you. The way I feel about boxing, how I'm not interested in boxing anymore, is kind of the same route where how I'm feeling about the UFC right now, and that's facts, guys. Because once upon a time, I used to enjoy boxing. I used to be a boxing fan. You know what I mean? When I'm talking when there was a, back in the day, Tito Trinidad, Oscar De La Hoya, the Mike Tysons, just I'm talking just when boxing was at its prime, the 90s, the early or the late 80s. It was just, I'm letting my age fall, I'm telling you my age at this point, but boxing, I used to enjoy it. I used to watch it, and somewhere along the lines, it just turned into something else, and I stopped watching it. I stopped enjoying it, and that's exactly what's happening with the UFC right now. It's in a position right now where I'm not enjoying it anymore. If it wasn't for these last UFC fight night cards, the UFC right now would be in my shit list. Because on paper, the last three UFC fight nights have been trash on paper. But let me tell you something. Thank the MMA gods that these UFC fight nights are actually delivering. They're actually delivering more than a numbered card would. Imagine that, guys. Guys, run up these likes and run up these subscriptions. Do me the favor, support the community. Okay, it takes minimal effort to run up these likes. Okay, the only channel where the fans come first, not last. Starmore says, "Do you remember Ricardo Mayoga? That guy was a menace. He used to smoke cigarettes in his opponent's faces. I definitely remember that." Okay, Mayoga was a crazy madman. He wasn't really a technical fighter. He was a street fighter at best. Okay, he was a street fighter that, you know what, they were like, he could knock people out. Let's put some gloves on him. Okay, he could talk some shit. And he's a character who just doesn't give a damn. And that's exactly what happened. I mean, I remember, he had some highlight reel fights, but he had some highlight reel, KOs as well. I mean, he's gotten, KO multiple times because of his attitude. I mean, I remember Oscar De La Hoya finished him, phenomenal. I remember when Mosley finished him as well, phenomenal. I mean, guys, from the top of my head, I mean, boxing used to be so entertaining, and just somewhere along the lines it changed, and I just stopped. Just it didn't captivate me anymore. And unfortunately, the UFC is falling slowly into that category. It really is. It really is. I honestly wish things were different, because we're not even we're almost halfway through the year now. Almost halfway through the year, and I'll tell you what, 2026 is a lot of noise, man. It's a lot of noise. Starmore says, "You think with the UFC, yeah, I think with the UFC, it's the same now. The new fighters are all just going to on live streams. It's boring as hell." Starmore, I agree with you. I agree with you. Stonewall says we need more antagonists. That's what makes the fight game fun. We need a total douchebag in the game. I mean, that's the reason why a lot of people like Sean Strickland. I mean, Sean Strickland has a crazy fan base, and they could appreciate the guy because the guy actually, he has a character, and he stands behind that character. And yeah, there should be more fighters in that fashion, or more stars. But I mean, the UFC is not even helping, guys. The UFC is doing the bare minimum when it comes to trying to build up stars. They're not doing it anymore. They're not marketing fighters the way they used to. I could tell you that much. And that's facts. I don't know. I mean, for the top of my head, guys, from the top of my head right now, gun to my head, I think the UFC is headed towards somewhere where uh, it's going to become unrecognizable. And the sport that I fell in love with back in 2012, 2002, excuse me, um, it's really it's basically day and night, and that's a sad story. To be honest with you, that's a sad story. It really is, because I imagine things will turn out differently, but look at where we are now. Starmore says they definitely wasted a ton of money on those slap competitions. I mean, I don't know what's going on with that whole organization and Dana White. You know what I mean? I don't know what tickled his fancy when it comes to Dana White, you know what I mean, and the UFC, Sean Shelby and Mick Maynard. But honestly, they need to sit down at a table and have a good discussion about the future of the UFC because right now it's at risk. It's at risk. And Netflix, MVP, they're not the only ones who are going to be competitors. I see in the next 2 to 3 years, there's going to actually be strong competitors against the UFC, and the UFC is going to have to deliver more than ever. Okay? More than ever. But let's hope that the UFC stays on top. Because if not, then I don't know what's next. Okay? Because like I said, Netflix, they're throwing haymakers, and more competitors are coming. Okay? But anyways, guys, you already know what this is. This is OE MMA TV. I'm your host, OE. Like and subscribe if you are new to the channel. It takes minimal effort to give me the thumbs up, so you already know. You might as well do it. Thank you for supporting independent MMA media, guys. And like I always say, this is your channel. The only channel where the fans come first, not last. All right, guys. Until next time, one love.